He's back where he's at.
Are you an NBA?
I don't want to get yelled at.
Well, that's why I'm here, to scold you.
Can I scold you? This is true.
I like your costume this
Fair
year.
point.
Very festive for Halloween.
Thanks, try my best.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Hey, JP. Is Donovan going to play tonight?
It's questionable.
It's questionable. And then Isaac, so in the last 2 years, there's only been 2 separate stretches of 3 straight games where he scored in double figures, and that's how he started this year. What's different with him on the offensive end?
I think opportunity for sure, but there's an aggressiveness to him where he's attacking, and he's not just waiting for the offense to come to him. He's diversified his attack. Like, he's always been really good at beating closeouts and getting to the paint and making the right next play. I think we see more of that. I think his teammates are throwing him the ball in transition more, so he's getting more of those opportunities. But there is an aggressiveness to him. At the same time, staying within himself and playing to his strength. But it's something that we've been trying to push, and I think he's embraced it.
Is your hamstring okay?
Don't do that. Poor timing.
Do you have a theory on what that could be?
No, I mean, I just think it's a bit of buzzard luck, to be honest with you. It's hit us obviously at a tough time, but again, we've been pretty consistent with what we've done. Haven't had issues, so I think it's just a bad timing thing.
Okay.
Jeff News. Can you give us an update on Jared Allen's progress?
He's progressing well. He's doing more and more work, blending him in with some of the charge stuff today, and we'll just continue to progress and see how he responds. We're hopeful that he'll be back soon.
Did you expect it to linger this long?
I mean, from the conversations we had with the medical staff in the beginning, yes. It was a matter of, it's a bone bruise type of thing. So, in order for that to really heal or settle down, and then, what you have to do to ramp a guy back up to play NBA basketball, this was to be expected.
Nate Aldercack from Mickey Journal. You talk about the injuries and hitting you at a tough time. How frustrating is it? You're trying to do these new things on offense stylistically that you can't, have your guys together to kind of get that going.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we would love to be healthy, but I mean, we understand this is an 82-game thing that we're working for. We believe in the talent that we have in our locker room. The guys that are there, we just got to get them obviously on the court together. So our approach is no different. We keep working with the guys that we have. You accept the reality of the situation you're facing and try to get the most out of it. You can't, just sit there and hang your head and woe is me. That shit don't work in the NBA. So, we do what we can. We keep fighting. We keep putting guys out there that we have. We have belief in all those guys, and we'll figure it out from there.
Related to that, can tonight still be, again, obviously early, but given the history of the teams and how the last season ended, can tonight still be some kind of litmus test for you?
I mean, what we test every day is our character, right? And I believe in the character of our guys. Like, do we go out and compete at the level we can? Are we the most selfless team on the floor that we possibly can be? And that's our test for us. Again, we're figuring out, what it's like without all of our pieces. So it's going to take time for us to get there once those guys get back and we see what we have.
Christian Winfield, New York Daily News, kind of piggybacking on that question. Obviously, there is the recent history of the playoffs last year. Is this a game that you sense the guys are getting up for?
I think so. Again, it's, as coaches, you are always going through your process. As a human being, you always see the true emotions of people. And there are things that matter more to people. There are games that are bigger to people, right? So, we try to prepare ourselves as best we possibly can, but have an understanding that, human nature says that this game is going to be, a little bit more meaningful to our guys.
On another note, the Knicks have been putting Quentin Grimes on basically the opposing team's best perimeter scorers. What do you make of him as someone who can be a stopper on that end?
I think he's dogged, and he seems to be extremely intelligent and be able to anticipate things, right? Like, you know, he doesn't die on one action. If you set a screen on him, he's not just gonna, you know, lay on that screen and allow, you know, the guy to get to where he wants to go. You know, he seems to be really, really well prepared also and have great understanding of like what the player he's facing strengths and weaknesses are, and tries to get guys to play in their weaknesses and away from their strength. But, you know, physically, you know, strong enough to guard, you know, guys bigger than him. You know, but I think, you know, you give a guy like that, you know, a ton of credit, for taking those challenges, because those aren't easy, you know what I mean? Like, these dudes are really good offensively. But you gotta have a lot of confidence that you keep coming back, because they're gonna make the tough ones, and I think he's shown that.
So the champion last year went wire to wire in the first place, but the other team in the finals was an 8 seed. Lakers made it to the conference finals as 7 seed. Do any of those things inform you or inform teams in general about how to approach regular seasons in the current NBA?
I mean, I don't think yet, you know, but what I do think is there's so many teams that are really good that you're gonna have to face some tough playoff challenges no matter what position you're in. You know, you just look at the depth of the NBA right now, and you know, in my 20 years now, like this is as deep from top to bottom as I've seen it, and I think, you know, teams are gonna be able to win road games in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Just because of their history, their experience, their talent level. You know, I don't think you go into it and say, hey, you know, heck with the regular season, let's, you know, just get in. But, you know, I mean, I think once you're in, you know, anybody can beat anybody, and I think that's what's been proven, right? We've had 5 different champions in the past 5 years. Like, the teams are really, really good. The talent is really, really good. I just think it speaks to the level that the NBA is on or in. But, you know, it also just reminds you that, you know, you have to do what's right, and you don't have to panic when, you know, adversity hits, because you do have an opportunity to make up for it at some point in time.
So I guess, I mean, does everything you just said, does that kind of underscore where you guys are right now? You can't get any of the guys on the court to start the season.
Right, and again, it's like, you know, obviously, you know, we've said this goes without saying, but we would love to have those guys there. But you deal with what's in front of you, right? And how do we help the guys that are on the floor continue to prepare and continue to get better? You know, how do we help, you know, guys like Max and George, you know, the new guys that are learning our stuff? Like, this gives them an opportunity to get more reps, more attention. You know, it gives Evan an opportunity to get more reps, more attention. So, you know, I think there are things that we're gaining from this. You know, obviously, you know, you would like to be on the other side of some of the outcomes, but even in that, right, it was, you know, a 9-point lead late in the game. Like, gave up too many threes. Those are learning lessons for us. You know, the other game, we're trying to make a comeback. Gave up 6 threes in the fourth quarter. Like, it's hard to make those comebacks. So you're learning and you're putting yourself in position. You know, it's not always what we want, because we are, you know, such a results-driven, you know, thing. But you learn from it, and we're going to find our way in the season where we run off 7, 8 in a row, right? And then we'll find, you know, we'll find ourselves and find our footing, and we'll be just fine.
Steph? For tomorrow, is Darius and Jared, are they possibilities?
We'll see.
And if Donovan plays today, could he also play the back-to-back at MSG?
I mean, our expectations are, you know, we'll see how the guys are. You know, I don't expect anybody who plays tonight to not play tomorrow. But again, we'll always be cautious with what our guys, you know, if there are injuries and things like that. But I don't have any plans to rest anybody who's available.
He was saying at Cleveland.com, does it feel like today is a kill 2 birds with 1 stone kind of situation, getting that first home win and also building momentum going into New York tomorrow?
I mean, you know, I think it's, you know, we would love to win for our fans and love to win here on our home court. You know, that's the goal. You know, I do think, you know, there are swings and there are confident building moments. So, you know, if you get a win tonight, like, you know, that will give a little bit of boost of belief. Even though all the hard work that you put in, you still want to see the results be what, you know, what you want them to be. So, you know, every win, you know, is a little boost in belief and confidence, and we're looking for that.
Okay, just gonna wrap for Coach Jones.
Thank you, guys.
Coach Tibbs at 6 in the green room.
No, Jim,